Hi, still in autumn, another not very nice day today, but clouds, and we love painting clouds. So I'm going to go back to the Wandle I've painted it several times, this particular bit of the River Wandle. I'm using a photo that I took last winter, but just by changing the colours a bit we can make it into an autumn scene. So what we've got is a bit of the river coming through here, some large trees going up here, and some distant trees, the usual, but it's really sorting out all the different plains and the river bank with the different colours, the changing season. So I'll begin by wetting the paper. Well, before I do, I'll just show you the palette. Okay, so here we are: lemon yellow, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey and burnt sienna. Burnt sienna is my added extra. The paper is Fabriana, £130 weight, very good for this wet in wet, but it's cheap. You get about 100 sheets for about £32–33 plus postage. They're 15 inches by 11, whatever that is in metric. I'm still imperial, so is my country. Right, okay, so I'll wet the paper, and the angle of my board is about 30 degrees, which is ideal for watercolour painting. The last 2.5 years I've been using the board at about 80 to 90 degrees. But it's good for filming, but it's no good for the colours. It runs down too much. So what I'm doing with this is using thicker colour. As the paper expands, which it will, just reclip it, and I'll give it a bit of a tint with some raw sienna and a bit of yellow. It's a sort of a winter sky, but my colours are a bit murky from yesterday's painting, the two I did yesterday. You need a cloth to take the excess moisture off your brush. Now I'm going to put in some blue. While that's nice and wet, just drop the blue in, a bit of alizarin, and I can also put this in the river. So essentially a bluey sky, and then a bit of water coming down here through here. Get a bit stronger there. So we've got some clouds. The yellowy bits will be the clouds, although on the day there weren't any clouds. It was just some blue sky. I'm using a metal easel, which is easy to set at the right angle, but it cuts my workspace down somewhat, so I've had to adapt my table here. I just put it nice and tight. Ideally I would have the camera in front of my head looking down, but I can't do that. I haven't got a boom on my tripod that would do that. Let's just move that way a bit. Okay, so that'll do. Now let's drop in some background colours. We'll have some yellowy browns, because this time of year we've got the trees turning, and they're still greeny browny when they fall on the ground. Now I want thick paint, so I'm mixing lemon yellow with my yellow with my burnt umber. Right, okay, so we'll put in some darker, bit of red, bit of brown. And we'll add a bit of ultramarine in that. Still got plenty of leaves on these trees. This is the shadow. See, the paint stays more or less where it's put, so a bit of paint's grey and all that. The brush is spitting a bit. Just doing the bank now. And we've got nice browns, siennas just coming in this bank. So this actually is all a lot of nettles and brambles and stuff. Let's get some yellowy green. Right, that's as far as I'm going to go there for a moment. I want to put this this background in, coming down here. I'm using paint almost to consistency. It's soft and luscious. It's how we used to paint in the early days of Ron Ransom, when he was developing this method of painting. We'll put some yellows in there, yellowy reddy. The red's quite a solid colour. Let's just get those in. Nice big trees because they're closer to us. These are middle distance. So the paper's drying now. You're getting this lovely dry brush. Okay. Right, that's coming on quite nicely, so we'll just put in a few little scrapings. Now that is darker, they're darker green, so let's get that in. Burnt umber, yellow and grey. Just that will anchor and separate the planes, I hope. Right, that's that bit done. Now we want the shadow. This is the shadow. You wouldn't think so, would you? Because I've put so much dark in there. But I'm going to. I'll put some yellows. Just a little bit of grey in there, just to. Right, that'll do. So we're going now with these darker colours, but we'll put some green in here. A bit of blue in that yellow. Sorry if I'm asking you, but I want to get this shadowy bank in here. And I've got to put some blue back in there because the river comes down wider there. Okay, we'll let that sort of dry off a bit. Let's just get that coming down there. Right, now some nice yellows. See, I'm using thick paint to stick in this background. Let's move that up there because I've got a big ivy sort of covered bit up here. Now, as we come into the light, we can put in some okay, nearly there. Right, the bank is here, going round, coming down in here. Right, carry on with the darks and the lights in here. Just try to match the technique a little bit. When my bike mates see this, they'll know exactly where it is. On our way back from our cup of tea at Merton Abbey, we stop on this bridge, little bridge, it's a round shape, and we line up in the middle with our wheels level, and we see how many, we take as many pedals as we can before we actually come off the bridge, which is about 3 pedals, and coast as far as we can go without falling off. Talk about children. Right, now we need to do a bit of detail in this now. We're just letting that dry, it's just spraying up. I'll develop that. Okay, so bit of hake work. So I'm going to use warmish grey there's some silver birches here in this. I might put in some white just to just tiny little hits, very delicate. I can't remember the last time I did a painting that didn't appear on YouTube. So all my paintings now are on YouTube. Just a bit of rigger work in there. Same in here. Nice and dark in this bit, so I'll have to do some with the rigger because some of these are coming in from this. Oh dear, got a bit of rye there. I'll spatter on some leaves on this. There are many more branches and twigs that I'm going to show. Coming up from all over the place. Some of these aren't really showing there. Showing some of this reflection. Just some rough stuff. Yeah. Oops. Oh, no, I won't do too much here. That will do. Right, I'll clean my brush, my hake. No, I'm going to use. I've got another hake here. I've got this cheap inch hake, and I reckon we can put in some. Oops. Just a few leaves. Now I might have overdone that, but I just wanted to show some autumn leaves left on the tree. Right, there's not much more I can do with that, don't think, except put a couple of... Oh, on Tuesday when we did our ride, we saw a couple of egrets. A pair of egrets, never seen that before. Not on the Wandle. Right, let's sign it. And I've got to put that some light in, aren't I? I said I would, didn't I? Right, that's that. Now, my palette with the white, soften it a bit. It's got very dark. We usually mix a bit of sienna with it, just ordinary watercolour sienna. I use this palette at the moment for doing this because you don't want your white gouache to mix on your main watercolour painting because it will that's just going to stand for burnt sienna. Sorry, silver birch. So I forget what I was going to say. I started a sentence, right? Okay, let's just show some silver birches in here. And then that's I don't know what colour that is there, but if I give a good thick stuff here, let's I don't know why I did that. Right, just a few grasses. Okay, that will do. I don't think we want to do any more. Let's, oh sorry. Right, there we are. Now, apart from not being a great painting, the thing is, by working flatter, you control your washes easier because it's not slipping down with the gravity. And by using thicker paint rather than scrubbing away at dry pans or dry blobs of paint, by wetting it, keeping it moist, you can get these lovely effects, this much richer colour. And I think you'll agree that over the couple of years my watercolours are getting quite colourful now, because hopefully I'm improving as well. Now let's bring the camera around and see if we can, well there we are. So also on the Wandle, I love doing these. Let's zoom in and have a look around the picture. Let's start at the bottom, in that shadow, reflection. No, that's not, that's the other side. I'm looking at back to front. That's the left hand bank. Whoops. And I've got a blob of water stuck on it. Right, go across to there. I'll put a few ripples in. Come up to the triangle of... That is not really thick enough there. Let's... just put in a... Okay, fiddle. That's why Ron Ranson settled on the hake. Stops us fiddling around. But look what you can do with it. Just a few strokes with the rigger at the end. But all that was done with just... And I'm just still exploring the possibilities of all this. There's my background. Now I like that. Very simple. YouTube will ask if they can improve the video because of all the shake, but let's come out of that now. come back to the full frontal. Oops. So there we are, autumn on the Wandle from the bridge, but there are loads of bridges on the Wandle. But as you know, if you've watched my channel for all the time, what are we? Oh. Right, yeah. If you've watched my channel, you will know that the Wandle is a suburban river in the south of London, and has been brought back to life over the last 60 years, 70 years, heavily abused, but now is teeming with fish. But there is some illegal net fishing on it, which is sad. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.